This is the momsticle course. You gotta be quick, have your hands free. And always remember piano lessons. We're late. Oliver! So you need shoes smart enough to keep up. Kiziks are the truly hands-free shoe that can handle anything Mother throws at you.
Where did you get that chainsaw? Amazon?
It's time to upgrade to the original hands-free smart shoe. Free shipping, free returns, free the whales, free Britney. You get the point. So click the link and get your own Kiziks today.
So obviously this isn't a linear spot. We have a different end card.
This
for that,
is the mom's.
But also we've removed the free Britney joke from future runs, as she might be a little bit too free now. But you know, Kizik didn't start as this all-around, everyday kind of athleisure shoe, right? We started as a utility. So Hands-Free Labs, our parent company, has been around about 4 years. We started as a licensing company, so we still license our technology, which we have over 100 patents to various footwear manufacturers, some of the biggest ones in the world. And you know, we're really proud of where we've come from. But if you were to go back and look at the original Kizik shoe, just imagine what that leather shoe would look like with Velcro on it, right? And so it was made for a specific utility, right? And what's interesting about the brand is that how it's evolved into this shoe that's definitely more mass market and has a lot of utility to it. So I've heard a ton of stories about Kizik since I started. When I first started there, I had a call from a friend who told me his best friend's a surgeon and it's the only shoe that he can scrub up with and take his shoes on and off, and he's got all the nurses on the floor wearing the shoes, or parents who have kids with disabilities who say their kids feel more empowered because they can put their shoes on and off really easily. Even people with diabetes who have foot neuropathy or other ailments. So we started off in this in this world of just having this thing that was a good utility, right? And it's kind of evolved into this. We realized that people want to wear it just for general everyday use. So getting in and out of the house really quickly, running to the store, walking the dog. Someone from Hoka just recently joined our board, and she said, look, I was wearing Hokas to the gym, and I'd come home and put Kiziks on. So it is a really comfortable shoe, and that's sort of our push for this year, is this mix of comfort and convenience, and not just talking about hands-free. So we're really excited about that. But we want to talk a little bit about the goal. I mean, the goal for why we're here today is to talk about the intersection between CTV and linear. We run across lots of channels, and obviously we want a great return on our ad spend. That's obviously the goal. We're into the 9 figures now in revenue, and so we're growing really fast. On paper, one of the fastest growing footwear companies in the U.S. And we're really detailed about how we track this stuff, and so we have an amazing partner in Modus and Ted, who I've known for a long time, that helps us do that.
So one of the first things we did is, we like to do is we say to companies, who are your customers? I found over the years, a lot of times you'll ask somebody, who's your customer, and they'll give you a description, and they're completely wrong when you actually analyze who their customers are. In this case, Jesse was right on. We know who the customers are. The Mom School commercial nails it. It's women, somewhat affluent, eager to get out into the world and move around. So it gave us a great target to get started on who we're going after on TV. The challenge is where to find them. And just as an example, when you look at the target customer, Magnolia is a great example of a network that should work. Where do you find Magnolia people? They're everywhere now. And I'm just going to back up and use a different example here. So when I get home at night, I turn on my Samsung Smart TV, fires up a Roku, go into my DirecTV Stream app, and find a Tampa Bay Lightning game. Am I linear or am I CTV? I'm both. Yeah. And so the goal that we have is to find people where they're watching, not target specifically one or the other, because the world is collided now. There's no such thing, really. So instead of fighting the battle of, do we put it on CTV, do we put it on linear, we need to make these things work together. Everybody's going in the same direction. The ads need to be, marketing has always been get the message to the right people at the right time. And that's what we're trying to do by working together and making everything work cohesively.
And I would say this can be challenging too, because if you look at the shoes we sell kids shoes. We sell shoes that are, I would say, not as high fashion, right? That are more for the elderly who can't bend down and tie their shoes. So we sell shoes that everyone can enjoy, right? And so it's challenging to know where we should be. I think we look at a lot of data on our audience. We've done a lot of studies, a lot of brand studies, a lot of control group on-off studies to really figure that out, but it's taken some time for sure.
Yeah. And marketing has always been and always will be a learn, do, loop. You test, you try, you fail sometimes, you work sometimes, and you take what you can and you use it to get better the next time out. What we're doing for Kizik is we're using CTV and linear together. We learn from each one on what we can do better on the other one. In the linear side, we found some pockets of the senior audience and people that Jesse talked about that need help putting their shoes on. They work great. We found targeting on the CTV side that's been fantastic for us. On the CTV side, we found the pet people. Specifically, it turns out dog walkers. Makes sense. They're the ones that have to get the shoes on to get the dogs out. And we were able to use that to find targeting on the linear side that's been really some of the top performers for us. But all this comes down to what we can measure, finding where the people are and what we can tell about them over time.
And we do a lot of testing on YouTube. So we spend everywhere you could imagine, right? We're on Meta, we're a meta disruptor, so there are 80 to 100 brands who are disruptors. We are a disruptor as of last December. We're really proud of that, but we spend really heavily on UGC as well, on TikTok, Snap. So, we generate over 50 videos per month that are UGC for different audiences, and a lot of that learning and testing goes into the broader strategy on awareness that we run through Modus.
So the balancing act comes into how to make this all work. The goal, that, as Jesse said before, is what's the maximum ROI or ROAS we can get to. Each of the methods we can get to, linear, programmatic, direct, have different costs, different benefits, from wide market to narrow. We use different things for testing, different ways to zero in on the right people. It's all about finding the right mix, the right blend to get to the maximum possible ROAS for Kizik on their video advertising.
Yeah, and we also recognize that not every channel is going to perform the same. It's about the holistic view there. We're looking at things like, it's not just CAC over LTV, but we're looking at what's the net active customer graph. So what is the net new, plus the net new recurring, plus the re-engaged minus the churn. And so we realize that as we grow, we're definitely in growth mode, but looking to do that profitably, right? So as we grow, as we spend more, we're going to acquire more new customers, but that doesn't tell me the whole story. So this is a small part of what we do, but it's really important for our awareness goals.
Yeah. Whoops. So like we said, the big thing on this is measurement. We're here to talk about the measurement part. Measurement is never easy. We're going to talk a little bit later on the roundtable. There's no such thing as the truth on measurement, because it kind of changes depending on the company and what you're trying to get to. Everything we do is pixel-based. Linear is all pixel-based with time attribution models. We follow people to see when they come back, when they buy. CTV side is a little easier because at least you know when an ad is delivered, when that person comes back. Again, we follow them for a while to see what the purchases are. All this stuff is done through deterministic modeling to say what's the right mix, what's the right blend, and where do we think people most likely came from when they bought a great pair of shoes from Jesse.
Yeah, and what's nice about Modus is I've been working with these guys a long time, but I don't, as a brand marketer, I've never been on the agent side, only the brand side. So usually I have to come in and ask and be like, what's the frequency here? What, let's do the breakouts by channel, and they already know. Maybe they probably do this for everyone, but I feel like they anticipate what we want really well and know. Okay, we're gonna have to go deep on the data here for Jesse, right?
We've got special dashboards just for you.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. So where does it get us?
Well, we want to be the other guys, right? If you've seen the movie, Kizik isn't cool. We're not. If you're 18 to 25, you're gonna buy Dunks or Crocs or Jordans. You know what you want, right? If you're above 30 and make a certain household income, you might be open to trying other kinds of shoes that are more, I wouldn't say generic, but are maybe not well known, right? When you're buying footwear, you're buying it based on a brand sort of resonance. You think it's part of your personality, and it's hard to break through there, right? A lot of people are buying the brands that they like again and again, and so hands-free, just being hands-free isn't enough. We have to have something that's stylish, and we have 6 new silhouettes coming out this year that we're all really excited about. But I won't tell you who the top one is, right? But they're down 1% year over year. They're a major D2C footwear company, and we're up 200%. So we're not trying to focus on the cool factor of the brand. We're trying to focus on the utility. We do have shoes that are made of water bottles and are sustainable and all of that stuff. But we don't talk about it very much because we want to talk about how they're comfortable, right, and how they're hands-free, truly. And so because of that, we've kind of become the other guys where we're up 200% year over year and are continuing to grow.
Yeah,
That's kind of all we had today.
that's it.
You guys have questions?
Okay, that's awesome. Do we have any questions? Well, of course I do. Oh,
Just
wait,
hungry.
we have one.
Just hungry.
We had no pizza for you.
But actually, I do want to ask a question, just 1 second, because I was curious when you were saying about you're not focusing on the sustainability and all of that, and because we had a brand at a past event who they were doing that and realized they wasn't getting the attention, and then once they made it the other way to be more attractive and to be all of that, but then do you bring them to your site and then they are informed on the sustainability, that it's good for you, that it's the utility of it? Like, is there a way to get your message out without it being that quick 15-second or whatever you're doing?
We do have some of the information on site on our PDPs, and also some landing pages for certain audiences like early adopters. We might have that messaging, but generally, if it's mass market, we're trying to impart that they are comfortable, they're durable, and they're truly hands-free.
So you're not using that to maybe differentiate yourself when
Not really.
when they come in?
No.
Okay,
Nope.
thanks.
Hands-free is our big differentiator, and it's nice for an advertiser like me because I can show within 2 seconds of that video starting that step-in. So for us, step-ins work really well. We kind of test it into what works. We do a lot of hook testing and intro testing, so step-ins work. People see it and they instantly get, okay, I get what this is about.
Hey Jesse, it's Lisa with Primary
Hey.
Wave. Congrats on the growth, that's huge. Once you get them, how are you keeping them? Do you mind just talking about loyalty? Is that your
Sure,
sense
yeah.
of-
We have really high return purchase rates for the footwear category. I think we're over 40%. So we have a lot of first-time purchaser, second-time purchaser analytics that we track to determine, okay, when someone buys, how many days do we have to retarget to them, and when should we start? How do we ensure we don't waste spend? Yeah, I mean, people are, when you have a good product, people intrinsically like it and want to buy another color, right? I think for us, the challenge is, as we grow, how do we add more products that are, lower cost, right? Apparel, socks, things like that, so we can increase our, not only our AOV, but our return rate. Because right now we have a really great return rate with selling just shoes, basically, right? So I think we can do better.
I'd love to hear a little bit about the linear, pixeling the linear TV.
Sure.
How are you doing that? Because maybe I'm not understanding.
Yeah. So what we do is we're tracking web sessions on the way in. We're using timestamps to know when people came in, watching the Google Analytics basically sessions as they come through. We take out any social, any email, things we don't care about, any search activity, any direct activity, and we're doing time variance modeling to say what's the change in session flow based on the actual spot times aired to look for what the activity was around the time of the spot.
Anyone else? Okay, well, and as Ted mentioned, they are going to be doing the measurement roundtable, that measurement roundtable. So you can definitely ask more questions then, but give them a big round of applause. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Ted.
Thank you.